Churches are meant to be places of peace, prayer, and sanctuary. But what happens when a place built for faith hides something buried deep beneath its walls? Tonight, we step into one of the most chilling discoveries ever made inside a centuries-old church. A hidden tunnel sealed generations that should never have been opened. It began with routine renovations. The old church, standing for nearly 300 years, was being restored. Workers were repairing the crumbling foundation when they struck something unusual, a hollow sound beneath the stone floor. Curious, they removed several slabs, expecting perhaps an old storage chamber or forgotten crypt. What they uncovered instead was the entrance to a narrow, pitch-black tunnel stretching far into the earth. The air that poured from it was thick and stale, as though it had been sealed for centuries. At first, the workers thought they had found an old passageway used by priests during times of war, but as they ventured deeper, they realized this was no ordinary escape route. The walls were carved with strange symbols, some resembling crosses, others resembling shapes no one could identify. The further they went, the colder the tunnel became despite the heat above. Their lanterns flickered, shadows bending in unnatural ways. At the end of the passage, they found something far more disturbing. A chamber hidden beneath the church floor, filled not with treasure or holy relics, but with rows of wooden coffins stacked against the walls. Each coffin was sealed, covered in wax and markings. Some bore names that had long since faded, others carried no names at all. Out of fear, the workers refused to touch them. But what chilled them most was not the coffins, it was the sound, from deep within the tunnel. They swore they could hear faint whispers. News spread quickly, and historians rushed to study the find. They discovered that during the 1600s, the church had been built over an older site, one linked to secret religious orders. Records hinted at rituals carried out in secrecy, ceremonies not recognized by the church. Some believed the tunnel was used for these rituals, hidden away from public view, but others argued that the coffins were never meant to be disturbed, that they held those who were condemned, cursed, or sacrificed to silence dark truths. Local legends soon resurfaced. Centuries, villagers had spoken of ghostly figures roaming near the church at night, of strange lights glowing beneath the floor, of voices echoing during midnight mass when the building was empty. Many dismissed these as old superstitions, but the discovery of the tunnel gave them new weight. Suddenly, the stories of strange happenings didn't feel like folklore anymore. They felt like warnings. Investigators who entered the tunnel reported eerie experiences. Some described overwhelming dread, as if being watched by unseen eyes. Others claimed to hear the sound of footsteps behind them, only to find nothing there. One historian fainted inside the chamber, later saying she felt something cold grip her hand in the dark. The most disturbing testimony came from a cameraman filming the site. He recorded several hours of footage, but when he played it back, his voice was missing. Instead, the tape was filled with low, guttural whispers in a language no one could recognize. Attempts were made to seal the tunnel again, but strange accidents plagued the workers. Tools went missing, lights refused to work, and in one incident, a worker fell gravely ill after touching one of the coffins. Convinced that the site was cursed, the restoration team abandoned the project. The tunnel was locked behind heavy stone, but by then, the damage had been done. The secret had been revealed, and whatever was down there had been disturbed. Even today, the church stands as both a holy place and a haunted one. Locals avoid it after dark, claiming that faint chanting can be heard if you stand near the altar at midnight. Some parishioners refuse to attend Mass, saying they feel cold hands brushing against them during prayers. And on stormy nights, witnesses have seen light seeping through the cracks in the floor, light that no one can explain. What was the purpose of the tunnel? Was it a hiding place, a ritual chamber, or something far darker? Were the coffins a prison for the cursed, or an eternal resting place for those who should never have been buried there? No one knows. But one thing is certain, once the earth gives up its secrets, they can never truly be buried again. So if you ever find yourself in an old church, surrounded by silence and candlelight, look carefully at the ground beneath your feet, because sometimes what lies below is not sacred. It is a secret better left untouched.